So let's take a real quick poll. So how many of you own a video game console? Okay, so how many of you guys play Xbox? Now how many of you guys play PlayStation? That's too many. Now I have played both consoles and currently own both. So I would say that I have a very unbiased approach to which console between the Xbox and the PlayStation is better. But without a doubt, even though I grew up with the PlayStation and didn't really get an Xbox until I was in high school, I still think the Xbox is the better console because it is cheaper, it has backwards compatibility, and it has better online services. So today I want to persuade all of you PlayStation gamers to ditch your PlayStation 4 and go out and buy an Xbox One. Now, in order to accurately depict which console is better, it is best to compare and contrast the newest versions of both consoles, the PlayStation 4 and the Xbox One. I'm going to start out with the prices of the two consoles, because when we're looking for consoles, we tend to try to get the best experience we can get, but for the lowest price we can find. In an article by Michael Andronico on TomsGuide.com, the prices of the two consoles were compared. For the Xbox One, we had a price as low as $199 at Walmart. And then for the PlayStation 4, the lowest price that the author of this article found was $279.99 on eBay. That is a whole $90 difference in prices. For me, when I look at the price difference, I immediately think that there is going to have to be a major advantage to having a PS4 than an Xbox One for me to even consider forking out that much more money. But when you do further research on these consoles, you can see that even though Xbox is cheaper, it is actually still the better console. Best experience for the lowest price. And here's another reason why. Xbox One, unlike PlayStation 4, has backwards compatibility. Currently, there are 400 games from Xbox 360 that can be played on Xbox One, and that number continues to rise even higher. So now instead of having to repurchase a game such as Grand Theft Auto 5 after buying the Xbox One, you'll now just have to take the Xbox 360 disc, put it into the Xbox One, and start playing it. And there with all your progress still intact as well. PlayStation has also made it possible to play old classics such as Spyro and Crash Bandicoot. But Rishi Alwani, in his article on gadgets.ndtv.com, states that although they make this a possibility, you won't be able to do so without paying extra money first. The reason for this is because instead of making these games backwards compatible, they just completely remade the game, which forces you to make another purchase to continue these games on newer consoles. Now, maybe you guys don't care about putting in a little bit more money to get the game again. Well, if that's what you're thinking, there's other ways that Xbox One is better than PlayStation 4 that can't be changed just by paying extra money. To add to the reasons why Xbox One is better than PlayStation 4 is the fact that when it comes to online services, Xbox One wins. The reason for this is, first of all, Xbox One gives better discounts for those who have gold membership than PlayStation gamers who have PlayStation Plus. But now both of these will get you free games each month. But Xbox One throws in this EA access, which for just $10 monthly puts 100 different games out there for you to choose from to play for free, and normally this list includes much more of the newer releases that probably would have cost you about $60 just a month ago. Another thing that makes Xbox One online services better is the amount of people that have a gold membership over the amount of people who have PlayStation Plus. Rory Young on NeoSeeker.com states that Xbox One has a total of 48 million members, while PlayStation had about a tenth of that. Now, why is that detail important? You may ask. Well, with more players, that means there will be less wait time when you're trying to get into an online game. Now, I've given you all these arguments that favor Xbox One, but obviously in order to have this dispute over which console is better, there has to be some reasons why people think PlayStation 4 is better than the Xbox One. One of the first arguments going for PlayStation 4 was found in an article by Chris Reed called 6 More Ways PlayStation 4 is Better Than the Xbox One, Both PlayStation 4 and Xbox One have games that are exclusive to the console, but Chris Reed argues that PlayStation 4 has much better exclusives than Xbox One. For example, PlayStation 4 has exclusives like Uncharted, God of War, and Detroit Become Human. Now, I have actually owned all three of these games back at home, where my PlayStation continues to collect dust until I return from college. But the Xbox One also has its fair share of exclusives as well, such as Halo, Gears of War, and Forza. I'm going to admit that although I like these Xbox exclusives, I'd much rather play the PlayStation exclusives. But why settle for the lesser console just for these few great games? Especially since the majority of great games end up being released to both consoles, such as Call of Duty Black Ops 4, Red Dead Redemption 2, and I know some people may disagree with me on this one, but Fortnite. Although this is probably one of the most common arguments going for PlayStation 4, there are also a few others. Another argument I had found is on an article called 10 Reasons Why the PlayStation 4 Will Always Be Better Than Xbox One by Scott Tailford, was that the PlayStation 4 has better frame rates and resolutions. Okay, so yeah, I would agree that frame rates and resolutions are really important to the game. But between the two consoles, there is not really that much difference. Not really enough difference to get rid of Xbox and start playing PlayStation only. In my opinion, for me to get rid of a console based off the frame rate and the resolution, the game has to either look like it's skipping frames or it looks at all pixelated. But neither of the consoles are like that, which makes this argument for PlayStation gamers completely useless. So that makes another argument in this debate between consoles solved. One last argument for the PlayStation 4, made among the many other arguments that I wish I had enough time to destroy, I had found in an article called PS4 versus Xbox One, Which Gaming Console is Better on TechRadar.com, is that the PlayStation 4 has more comfortable controllers than the Xbox One does. When PlayStation gamers make this claim, they tend to state that the offset analog sticks of the Xbox One controllers don't feel as natural as the parallel analog sticks that the DualShock 4 controllers of PlayStation have. Again, this is an argument where really I have one of the better judgments since I have owned both consoles. And to me, it is a matter of opinion and what you have grown up with or what you are used to. See, since I grew up with PlayStation, the second I held onto an Xbox controller, I was like, something isn't right here. This does not feel natural at all. But as time went on and I began playing more and more, Xbox started to feel just as natural as back when I played on PlayStation. Now, I probably went a whole year without touching the PlayStation controllers even once. But when I got back to it, sitting in my nice cozy gamer chair, I grabbed that remote and again, I was like, wait. This just doesn't feel right. But now, how can that be? I grew up playing with these controllers and it always felt natural to me. So this just goes to show you that neither controller is more comfortable than the other. So as you can see, Xbox is clearly better than the better choice between the two consoles. Yeah, PlayStation 4 has better exclusive games and better frame rates and resolution, but Xbox One is a much lower price, has backwards compatibility, and has better online services. So one more show of hands, PlayStation gamers only. How many of you now agree that Xbox One is a better console? Great. My work here is done.